My aunt faked my cousin's disability, so she got reported to the authorities.
Probably good.
Probably needed to be. All right, I know how the title sounds. I want to start off by saying that I'm new to Reddit and I've ranted on here literally yesterday, but it is so nice to have a place to be messy. LOL.
Yeah,
Be
Reddit
messy.
is that place.
Mm-hmm. Into the situation, I, 17 female, have an aunt, 48 female, and a cousin, 15 female, that constantly pulls the special needs card. I know how that sounds, but I'm not being ableist or anything. As someone with autism and ADHD, I know very well the struggles, and I know it's a spectrum. By the way, this comes from Deleted on the OKstorytime subreddit. So, however, I find it odd that throughout our whole lives, my aunt can only ever talk about herself or what new medication she got my cousin on because a sudden new mental disability she has. Bragging about how the government gives her more than enough money to pay for it. Not informing, bragging. As in, you guys just wish it was that easy to get money. I could be a stay-at-home mom. That honestly seems to me like she's exploiting this poor kid and led me to wonder if my cousin was even special needs at all.
Is that possible?
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes you can get, depending on where they are, you can get money from the government.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
For a period of time, my cousin's family lived with us because my uncle got a new job in our town. Everything was fine until my cousin started hanging around my family. She started running around and playing like a normal kid. At first, she said things like, I can't play too much. The new medicine I'm on makes me sick. Or because of my autism, I can't eat fruit. My family are farmers and we have a big property. So when we tried to give my cousin an orange, she said she couldn't because of her sensory issues. My mother didn't push back, but asked if she had ever tried one. She said no. My mother smiled and got her to try some. They ate dinner with us, so we knew she wasn't allergic. My cousin loved it. She ate the whole thing and smiled, telling my mother it's like a food and drink in one. The kid is 15 and has never had fruit.
My cat name is Karen said malingering, not Munchausen.
Munchausen.
Someone else said Munchausen.
Munchausen.
It's when you like make someone dependent on you by thinking trying to create this world where they have a disability and are dependent on you.
Yeah. But when you're actively giving them medication that they don't need.
Yeah, that feels like what's happening in this case.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, if she's getting medicine that's making her sick. Yeah. My mother asked what she eats as a snack if she doesn't eat fruit, and she said that she eats tin spaghetti or packaged mac and cheese. How does this kid not have like scurvy? Same for normal meals. That night, my aunt yelled at my mother for giving my cousin fruit and said, and I quote, "You're making her too normal."
Tin spaghetti is all she can eat?
I kid you not, this woman said that for real. I heard it myself. Now I know for a fact that she's basically forcing this kid into being special needs. They moved out that week. Now fast forward a few weeks ago, when I graduated, I was walking out and about to get my senior certificate when I saw her walking out of the hall. It hurt to see her leaving as I was graduating, but I didn't think too much of it. At home, my mother had put together a big graduation party for me with most of my family members, and my aunt and cousin came to the party late. Again, I didn't think much of it as I was just happy that I even got a party and that my family was there. But the annoyance started when my aunt announced that she was late because my cousin was having a panic attack because of her autism, and the hall at the school was too loud. I thought it was strange to have a 3-hour-long panic attack, but I just ignored it and did the appropriate, "I hope you're okay. Would you like some snacks?" My aunt seemed to be annoyed that no one else really said anything about it and kept going on about it throughout the party, probably trying to gain some sympathy points. It seems like she's just trying to use her kid for attention.
Oh, yeah. And
she's
money.
And money.
She's using the kid for everything.
Yeah. It's not a good situation.
One-stop shop for all your needs.
What made me snap, though, was when my mother brought out a cake she had made for my graduation. It was my favorite, a red velvet cake. She said that she was so proud of the achievements I had gained throughout the year, and I have to say, I was too. I'd gotten 2 trophies and 3 awards. One of those I had worked 4 years to get. Anyway, as my mother put the cake down, she looked at her side and quickly picked it back up. She said something was wrong with it and she forgot a detail. I said I didn't mind and that I think it's great. I turned it around and there was a big chunk out of the cake. What? My aunt just giggled and with no shame said that she took a chunk out of the cake to give to my cousin earlier because waiting for the cake was triggering her autism.
What? I feel you can't just say it's triggering your autism and get this like get out of jail free card, but it also seems like that's exactly what she's been doing for the last like few years.
This is insane.
And it has been working.
Yeah, but also the aunt is kind of she's the one who's pushing all of this.
Yeah, no, this is ridiculous. Also, everyone in the chat is saying Sophia Abdullah says classic Munchausen by proxy, which apparently is what happened to Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, because that's what the
I thought
act is
people
all
were
about.
just referencing the last story.
No. That's what the act is about. The show with what's her face? That girl. I can't remember her name. Joey King. It's about like her mom. Basically, I think she and her boyfriend ended up unaliving her mom because her mom was making her sick and like basically treating her like a child and keeping her, kind of trapped. And so they ended up unaliving her, and that's why she was in prison until recently.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard?
Mm-hmm.
She was in prison?
Until recently. My mother looked like she was about to cry and gave me a hug and said she was sorry because she wanted my graduation to be perfect and said she could fix it. I said it was okay, and I appreciated that the party was even happening. I turned to my aunt and asked her to leave since she had already had some cake, or at least my cousin had. She got angry and said that I need to be more accommodating for my cousin and that this isn't all about me. It's literally a party about her.
Yeah.
Then continued to downplay my achievements. This finally broke me, and I yelled at her, telling her that everyone knows that my cousin is completely fine and that she's a crazy bee who's just an attention whore. I told her that my cousin isn't some moneymaker or a doll she can manipulate to get what she wants. I even told her that when my cousin grows up more, she'll figure out how much of a stupid narcissistic snake my aunt is.
Sheesh.
And get as far away from her as possible. OP is letting it all out. She's like, I'm not going to let that cake slide. I told her that I hope my cousin cuts her off in the future and she's left with no one. Now, I know that reaction was extreme, but this is years worth of biting my tongue.
Well, also,
here.
it's extreme what this mother has been doing to her child.
Yes, and also she attacked you at your graduation, which is not cool. So I don't think it's a little fair.
But, I mean, you forgot the case of, like, she needed to attack because of her child's autism.
Yeah, you didn't, she was accommodating.
Yeah,
and you're not being
she needs a little bit of violence to stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mother tried to stop me for the rant, but I was a bit into it, TBH. I was just so sick of my aunt being an attention seeker. Pretty much everyone is siding with me, which honestly proves that this aunt sucks. If everyone's on your side after an outburst. Even my aunt's husband. But one of my aunts said I went too far and I should learn to control my anger because it's damaging for my cousin's mental health. Is this like a thing that you've done before? Because if this is the first time you've ever done that and she's like, you need to learn how to control your anger. Shut up. So am I the a-hole? P.S. I am aware that there could be some serious abuse happening. Please note that the medication she's on actually doesn't get consumed. That's weird.
Wait, what? Like orally?
What?
Like,
what?
Like it doesn't get consumed orally?
No, it just doesn't get taken.
Just taken in general.
The medication she's on doesn't get taken.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
I don't know. I found this out from my mother, who threatened to call the cops about my aunt making my cousin sick. My aunt confessed that she doesn't actually get the meds. So basically, and there is an update, but it seems like the aunt is getting money from the government
for these meds,
or at least for taking care of her daughter to
get
get these meds that she's not even taking.
Oh, and that's why they have so much money left over and can basically work from home, because this money that should be spent on meds, which probably are a little bit expensive, doesn't need to be spent.
But I have been to this update. I don't know how to update properly, so I'm going to add it here. My aunt got reported. Nice.
Finally.
Finally is what OP says. My mother called the police and she was investigated. It was confirmed that she wasn't actually getting the medication she said she was. It was literally all attention seeking and for money. My cousin is physically fine, but she's staying with my grandparents at the moment, as is her sister. My uncle is in distress because of everything that is happening and is staying at our house for now. Yeah, what was the uncle doing to stop this? Because he was there.
Allegedly, by the way, allegedly for everything I just said.
But you know what's not alleged? The fact that we are live every weekday on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Just tap our profile. I'm still mad at my aunt, even though I know my cousin is fine. A few more family members are currently giving more information to the police about my aunt's behavior. What? So much drama. I feel like this is the better outcome at the moment. I do wish this never happened at all, but I talked with my cousin and she seems okay. She told me that she knew what my aunt was doing was wrong, but it got her out of school and events she didn't want to go to, so she went along with it.
Yeah,
she's like, I don't know.
And she's making a living. You know, she's getting money that allows them to live. So that's a win.
I know a lot of people thought it was Munchausen by proxy, but it wasn't. Although I definitely thought it was to begin with as well.
Wait, why
wasn't it?
Well, maybe it's because the cousin didn't quite believe.
Or maybe
all this stuff?
Because she wasn't being given the medication. I don't know. Thank you for all the support. Things turned out a bit better. And that is the end of that story.
Woo!
So at least they caught it and put a stop to it before it got worse.
That is the silver lining here. But also I'm curious what these government programs are.
Well, it seems like they're not in America, so. Because they said mum.
So probably Australia /